We're here to bring a new type of news show.
New insights, new styles, and new topics every day.
We are News Generation.
Bringing news just for you. It's Wednesday, August 20th here in Seoul. I'm Lee Soo-jin, and this is News Generation. Joining us today is Kwon Ju-yeon.
Happy Hump Day!
Happy Wednesday, and also Grace Park is with us.
Thanks for having me.
Both are here to speak on behalf of people in their 20s and 30s. So as we make our way through the middle of the work week, we're going to explore something which is part of Korean culture that's lifting spirits and inspiring creativity for our discussion today. So let's take a look at the screen to learn more.
K-pop has captivated music lovers from all corners of the globe. This global fascination has sparked growing interest in other aspects of Korean culture, and one area that has recently garnered much attention is Korea's vibrant dance scene. Dance has always been an integral part of Korea's tradition, with its people long known as passionate enthusiasts of movement and performance. As such, it's all the more meaningful that this part of Korea's culture is now gaining recognition on the world stage. So today on News Generation, we'll be exploring the evolution of Korean dance from its traditional roots to modern and fusion styles, and why it continues to captivate audiences both at home and abroad.
As we just saw in the video, K-pop has become a global phenomenon, captivating fans from all over the world. But the influence of Korean culture doesn't just stop at music. There's also been a growing fascination with Korean dance. And we're not just talking about the high-energy choreography in music videos. Interest is expanding to street dance, modern interpretations, and even traditional Korean dance. So today, we're going to explore this wave of K-dance, from its roots in Korea's rich dance heritage to the fusion styles that are capturing international attention. So Chion, to start us off, can you tell us more about this growing interest around Korea's dancing and what's driving it?
Yes, well, Korea's dance scene is booming right now. Well, people love it. There are a few clear reasons for this. It isn't just catchy hooks driving the K-pop Demon Hunters craze, currently top ranking on the charts at Netflix. The razor sharp together as one choreography plays a big part. We call this kalgunmu. We say knife because the moves are as sharp and precise, moving as one. In particular, Sajaboiz, which is a rival boy band group from the drama, have gone viral abroad. So reaction videos keep pouring in with comments like, "This looks like a Stray Kids stage," and I want to see real dancers perform this live." That kind of drill type formation has become a signature of K-pop idols. Yes, you're right, kalgunmu, razor sharp group choreography is a signature of K-pop idols now.
So like you said, this razor sharp synchronized choreography is why it's so popular, and I think that's also why idol practice videos have been racking up so many views.
That's right.
Is there anything, if you haven't watched any, has anything stood out to you?
Yes, I have watched several videos, choreographies from BTS and Blackpink, but I think that particularly K-pop Demon Hunters videos is so amazing. I think it's a masterpiece.
It really is.
It is indeed.
But it's not just K-pop or movies like K-pop Demon Hunters that have sparked this renewed interest in dance. So what other factors do you think have contributed to this surge of popularity, Grace?
Well, there's another very popular show called World of Street Woman Fighter. It's a Korean dance competition show that has once again gained popularity around the world. This program showcases female dancers competing with one another, with seasons 1 and 2 becoming widely popular in Korea, and season 3 this time around incorporating dance crews from 5 different countries. In fact, the show achieved a 7-week streak at the top of the TV OTT non-drama buzz rankings and recorded a whopping 500 million cumulative views.
I think it was really fun seeing, because we're really familiar with idol songs and dances, but to kind of see the choreographers kind of be in the center of it was so interesting.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of these seasons?
I watched season 1. I was really impressed. There are just so many good dancers, and it was really interesting to see, like, all of them have their own style, all of them have their own genre that they're like masters in, so it was really fun.
Right,
Yeah.
I agree. So on Monday, we also touched on this rising interest in street dance and other modern styles, but interestingly, there's also a a growing curiosity about traditional Korean dance, which has a rich history and unique aesthetic. So could you, Chion, start by explaining what traditional Korean dance is and introduce some of its major types for our viewers?
Well, Korean traditional dance, I think there are three types of Korean traditional dance. We have court, folk, and a face, that's mask dances, that is, excuse me. For royal rites, court dance stresses strict form and order. You've got to follow those order and forms. In fact, in June, for the first day of 국악, 세종조회례원, organized by 국악 Center, 국악원, returned to 금정전 at 경복궁 Palace. FYI, 세종조회례원 is a royal banquet of court music and dance. I had the honor of narrating the performance. The courtyard was full of people. Many had come from overseas to see Korean traditional dance. As King Sejong left, many foreign expats visitors kept clapping to the very end. Some had tears in their eyes. And many overseas visitors were impressed by Korea's court dance as well. And another one is folk dance. Folk dance grew from local life and gatherings carrying everyday warmth. So examples they include 승무 dance, which is monks dance, and 강강술래, a women's circle dance under the full moon, hand in hand, singing all together. And lastly, we have not the face mask, but the mask dance. It uses expressive masks to sharpen drama and satire. We have lion play and 탈춤. These are iconic.
That's quite amazing that you narrated this, because I'm sure it's like a long ceremony. Can you tell us about your experience narrating?
Yes, it was a 2-hour play. We did it 2 consecutive days in a row in order to celebrate the 국악 Day, which was designated by the South Korean government for the first time here. It was quite meaningful because, after COVID-19, they did not have this performance for a long period of time. And I was narrating both in English and Korean, explaining all of the difficult Korean words in Chinese letters like akakkwebom. It's kind of difficult to understand for Koreans as well.
Yeah. It is.
I was trying to study in advance a lot. I think I studied more than a month to try to understand the meaning of all the letters and explain that in English as well. But it was quite a meaningful time for me to, introduce Korean culture, Korean dance to all of not only Koreans but also international visitors as well.
You mentioned that some of them even had tears in their eyes. What
yes.
part of it do you think stood out either to you or the fans?
I think in the first part when Sejong entered the stage, it was quite significant. It was magnificent because the music and all of the drums that they were playing was kind of a thing for people. And I think more than 100 dancers were performing. More than 100 dancers were, because 300 people participated in that play. 세종조 회례원.
It was very large scale.
It was indeed. It was significant indeed. And also when the people served the ceremonial cup of wine to the King Majesty, it was kind of a meaningful event, because when the people were serving the wine to the King Sejong, the dancers were playing on the stage and giving and trying to celebrate this meaningful day. So that was quite meaningful.
It's also meaningful that you played a role in helping them understand the complexity of these dances as well.
Indeed.
So traditional Korean dance has such a rich history, like we mentioned, but for many people outside of Korea, it might still be relatively unknown. So Grace, what efforts have been made to raise awareness and promote traditional Korean dances?
Well, we have seen continued efforts being made to raise awareness on Korean traditional dance worldwide. Last year, the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism held Korean traditional dance performances throughout Africa, and Korean Dance Theater, which combines Korean traditional dance and drama, has also been gaining recognition for its high-quality performances. And notably, in commemoration of the 80th anniversary of the independence of Korea, a mask dance or 탈춤 performance was held on August 15th this year in Berlin, Germany. The showcase, titled Korea in Focus, 탈춤 from mask dance to a movement of modernity, was held at the Metropole Theater, and as you can see on the screen, it was very impressive. The performance, encompassing dance, music, and theater among the masked masters of their art, captivated audiences portraying traditional themes of Korean society, such as a rigid social hierarchy, as well as people's suffering and hardships.
And I guess, and we just saw on the screen as well, like you mentioned, it kind of shows why it resonates with like the Berlin performance, like how it resonates, like, you know, the themes that you mentioned, like hierarchy, suffering, it's all very relatable. And now we're also seeing a new wave of creativity where traditional Korean dance elements are being incorporated into modern and contemporary dance styles. And this fusion not only keeps the traditional art form alive, but also introduces it to the younger audience in a fresh and exciting way. So what are some notable examples of these Korean fusion dances, Chion?
It's not only fusion food, it's fusion dance now in Korea. That's right. Well, we are seeing definitely more fresh takes on these traditions right now. On Street Women's Fighter, as Grace mentioned, a Korean team used a hat, which is Korean traditional hat, and a bold black and white palette to echo the idea, which means opposite forces that work together to stay right in balance. Also in Blackpink's Dio or Jump music video, several dancers perform a Puchechum or fan dance, and at the 2018 Melon Music Awards, BTS performed Idol with a nod to tradition. Jimin actually opened with Puchechum, Korean fan dance, before the stage burst into hanbok-inspired styling and kugak sounds.
I also personally love this blend of old and new, and I think it's also a way for the younger audience to be kind of more aware of the older traditional kind of performances as well. So do you know of any other examples, Grace?
Yeah, there's this dance called ilmu, which means one dance in English. And it's actually a contemporary take on the dance performed during the Jongmo Jereak, which is a royal Korean ancestral ritual. And the performance premiered in 2022, it blending traditional Korean aesthetics with modern choreography and design. And the following year, it was featured at the Lincoln Center in New York as part of Korean Arts Week, and it received critical acclaim. Also, there's a band called Inalchi Band, which blends traditional Korean singing art form called pansori with elements of pop and contemporary music styles. The band's distinctive sound, described as both unfamiliar and infectious, has resonated with audiences worldwide.
I think I've actually watched this band perform live, and it's so interesting to see how music, it's so memorable.
I know, how was your very catchy. I'm very, it's very catchy. So I think I'm singing every day after listening to that song in the morning.
Right. So when you think of like traditional music, it's kind of hard to understand at times, but with these fusion ways, it's kind of a way for us to easily access this kind of music.
And you actually understand the lyrics.
Exactly. It's a good blend. Yeah. So to learn more about this time Korean dance, its rich traditions, modern interpretations, and everything in between, we'll be speaking with an expert on dance theory based in the US. And that conversation will take place right after the break, so stay tuned.
NewsGen wants to hear from you. Go to YouTube and search our channel Arirang News. Click Community and leave a comment down below. Make a new type of news with us.
Joining us today is Dr. Ojon, a professor of dance theory at San Diego State University. Hi, Professor. Thank you so much for connecting with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So as a dance expert, what styles of dance do you specialize in, and what inspired you to pursue them?
So as a theorist, I'm specialized in actually the general dance theory and history, which include Korean dance. But I think my training as a former professional dancer, which integrates Western and Korean dance, inspired me to study K-pop because I studied the traditional Korean folk dance training at the Little Angel Children's Folk Ballet of Korea. And then I was a professional ballet dancer and also a modern dancer studying from Sona Art School and also Ewha University. So whenever I see K-pop, I see the original references drawn from Western and Asian classical and contemporary dances. So as a theorist, I hope to make a K-pop dance appearing on the dance history textbook in the United States.
Lovely. So Professor O, from your perspective as an expert, what are the greatest strengths and unique charms of Korean dance? What do you think sets it apart?
Yeah, so as the panelist mentioned, I think there is a hybridity in Korean dance, including K-pop. So when we trace the Korean history, not just Korean dance history, we see resilience and also adaptability because of the dynamic Korean history, including colonialization and also modernization. So I think there is a tendency in Korean society that people really quickly adopt new things and not afraid of creating something new out of hybridity. And sometimes the hybridity makes even better than the original references. So to me, it is a type of surviving mechanism that turns out to be such an excellent performance on global stage. And as a charm of Korean dance, I think there's a huge level of inclusivity and also Korean dance, not just K-pop, but also Korean dance in general, including modern dance, Korean ballet, Korean contemporary dance. They are quite trendy, and maybe you have came across the Korean ballet company inspired by K-pop Demon Hunters choreographies. So I think making things really quick makes the production timely and also marketable. And I think the last defining characteristics of Korean dance is that we love this synchronous group dance, which has pros and cons because it means that maybe the Korean society and educational environment emphasize the group identities over individuals and sometimes even over creativity because sometimes the group formation doesn't always support individual creativity. And another, I think, a little deeper level, as a theorist, I see that both in Korean folk dance and court dance and also K-pop, we see a lot of upper body gestures, which I theorized as gestural point choreography in K-pop. So for example, in Korean arts in general, we have the two terms, 흥 and han. So 흥 refers to the excitement and han refers to deep sadness. And in Korean folk dance, the dancers are using shoulders to express the excitement or the deep sadness. So I think there's a long legacy of utilizing the upper body to express the extreme side of the emotion, which is still the defining characteristics of K-pop dance.
Dr. Oh, then I'm curious, how is the Korean dance scene regarded on the global stage, and what do you think is needed for it to develop further?
When we say Korean dance, I think sometimes we forget that Korean dance not just refers to a dance that is performed by Korean. So let's think about ballet and hip hop. It has specific ethnic origin and also nationality, but it is performed globally. So Korean dance also needs to be de-ethnicized so that it is performed by not just Korean artists, but also non-Korean. And K-pop is a great example of de-ethnicizing Korean dance and reaching toward the global audiences. And in order to develop Korean dance in general further, I think we need to focus on education. So far, and that's why I'm writing my second book about K-pop dance education. And in Korea, the education has focused on, let's say, classical dance that include Korean traditional dance, ballet, and modern dance. And on the other side, there has been an area called commercial or popular dance. But we maybe have to stop dividing these two because dancers are nowadays need to be versatile. They need to perform any different styles given by a choreographer. And lastly, if we are able to create an educational environment that is a little more transparent and non-hierarchical, we will be able to cultivate internationally acclaimed choreographers, not just the skillful dancers. The reason is that it is the choreographers at the end who get the copyright and also credit. So I'm hoping that Korean dance as a whole embrace not just classical dance, but also popular dance such as K-pop, and also embrace non-Korean dancers so that we can reach toward the global audiences.
We also look forward to the evolution of Korean, the variety of types of Korean dance as well. So thank you so much for sharing your insight with us today.
Thank you.
So we just heard from a dance expert about the styles she specializes in and what inspired her to pursue dance, as well as her thoughts on the unique strengths and global standing of Korean dance. So Chion, have you personally watched any traditional, fusion, or modern Korean dance performances recently that really stood out to you in your opinion? What makes each style so distinctive, and what specific aspects of the performance left a lasting impression on you?
Well, if we talk about the modern style, modern traditional, modern dance, I think it felt like more bold and experimental, showing our traditions, inspiring fresh global expressions to the audience. And I do think that this resonates with me personally. I am the great-great-granddaughter of Kim Wol-ha 선생님, Kim Wol-ha, the legendary master of Korean traditional music, honored by an important intangible cultural asset for Yeotchang Kagok. She was celebrated in a time back in the days, and yet even now her works are studied by many young students now. In Hanyejeong, they are actually studying Yeotchang Kagok from Kim Wol-ha a lot these days. And her legacy actually reminds me that all forms of Korean dance and music share one lifeblood.
It's an honor to be doing the show with someone so legendary.
No.
What about you, Grace?
Yeah, I mean, I think that traditional Korean dances are elegant, they're expressive, and they convey so much emotion, stories, and cultural identity. And it blends very fluid, flowing motions with powerful dynamic gestures. And the true beauty lies in the harmony of these movements. And I think that the subtle expressions of the dancers and the rich symbolism that's embedded within each dance is just remarkable.
So whether it's through studying group choreography, modern fusion styles, or the timeless beauty of traditional dance, it's clear that Korean dance has something for everyone. And that's why it'll be exciting to see how this dynamic art form continues to evolve and inspire both at home and on the global stage. And this brings us to the end of today's episode of News Generation. But News Gen will be back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Korea time. Big thanks to Chion
Thank you for having me, Sejin.
for coming in, and Grace.
Thank you.
And to all our viewers, thank you so much for watching, and we hope you have the best day. We are
News Generation.